All right, Brian, you can do this. Ingratiate yourself to the audience. You can do this. Look, guys, let's get it out of the way. I'm not a racist, but there's a lot of other shit that's wrong with me. Like, I'm an alcoholic. We can start there. You ever get so drunk that you accidentally sexted your own father? Ever been there? You ever look down at your phone, realize your mistake, and go, fuck it, this will be funny, let's see where this goes. You ever get a dick pic from your dad? You ever look at that dick pic, look at your own hardware, and realize, oh no, you're not my real dad! Yesterday I told that joke, and when I got to the, you ever get a dick pic from your dad, from the audience, no response except one lady just very quietly, no! It's my favorite thing that's ever happened. But no, that story it's a lie. That didn't happen. It's not fair. It's a lie that makes my dad look like a batshit insane person. So let me make it up to you. This is a true story that makes my dad look like a batshit insane person. One time, I moved out here from North Carolina, and the day I drove out, long day of driving, I'm tired. I'm sitting on the front porch with my dad, we're smoking cigarettes, and the neighbors across the street are having a party. And my dad turns to me and goes, sounds like they're having a lot of fun over there. Yeah? You want to do something about it? All right, Dad, what'd you have in mind? Brian, go to my office, get my firecrackers. So I go, and I'm expecting like one of those little paper squares. Nah, 15-foot roll. So he takes that, he runs over, cascades it across their wall, ducks down, lights a cigarette, pokes a hole in that cigarette, puts that cigarette on fuse. We have a time bomb now. So we go back to my house and we wait. About 5 minutes go by, it goes off, their lawn catches fire, and about 20 bros wearing Affliction shirts and basketball shorts pour out going, what the fuck, bro? And then my dad turns to me and goes, time to up the ante. And then he goes out the front door and goes, what the hell's going on out here? You know, like a clueless neighbor who didn't do this. And they go, we don't know, we think the Russian guy next door did this. And he's like, fuck that guy. And they're like, yeah. And then they all went back into the garage. And I waited. And I waited. It's been about 10 minutes now. Still haven't seen my dad. Maybe I don't have a dad anymore. Perhaps they caught wise. I don't know. But eventually my dad comes back, the most drunk I've ever seen him. He stumbles out onto me and goes, hey Brian, you ever had a beer bong? No, Dad, I know what that is though. Oh cool, I had like 2 of them. Anyway, you should go over to those guys, they want to party with you. So I go over, and I walk in, they're playing beer pong, and every man in the room looks like his name is Trevor. And I look like I just railed some coke and have some opinions about the band Animal Collective to share with you. So we're not really meshing, you know? So I'm just sitting there feeling all awkward. And then eventually I hear the door behind me open and everyone in the room goes, oh shit, this guy! And I turn expecting to see another well-liked Trevor. It's my dad. He's back. And they love it. And he looks at the beer pong table and goes, how do you play this? And they explain it to him. And then he goes up, and every time it's his turn, using sad old man bar game magic, he goes, pick a cup. And then they pick one for me, sinks into that cup. Every round he does this, just makes them look like idiots. Clears them out, and then afterwards, out of nowhere, he produces he didn't have this when he came in, I swear. He just produces a ball of whiskey, like he just made it, like a sad whiskey wizard. And he hands it to a kid. And goes, drink! And that kid takes a sip, and my dad slaps him on the back and goes, nah, pussy, make it bubble! So that kid tips it back and makes it bubble, and my dad goes around the room, does the make it bubble with all of them, and then just fucks off into the night. And to this day, all of those guys still worship my dad. They think he's the best, they still say make it bubble because of him, and they don't know that he firebombed their house that day. Later that summer, I picked up drinking, I finally tried it, and my dad wanted to commemorate this by proving he was a cool dad. Let's have a party at our house. And that went okay for like the first 3 whiskeys, and then he lost the thread. See, I'm in the kitchen, there's this girl, she is nice enough to push her mouth parts against my mouth parts. It's pretty nifty, I recommend it. And then, out of nowhere, a friend of mine runs and he goes, shit, Brian, you gotta help. Your dad's out front, he's fighting some kids, we think only you can stop him. So I go out, and they left out some details. He wasn't just fighting kids. No, he had straight up picked one up, Donkey Kong style, and thrown him into a cactus. Yeah! And then I had to run out and go, Dad, stop! You're fighting children! Stop it! Get out of here! And he responded like a bear who's been yelled at by a park ranger, just like, and then off. I go back into the house, into the kitchen, and remember that neat old lady I mentioned earlier who was giving me the smooches? Again, cool stuff. She's gone. She left during this time. So the next morning, my dad comes in, so hungover. And I go, hey Dad, let me tell you about last night. And I explain how he was fighting children, and also how he kind of cock-blocked me by doing that. And then he comes over, puts his hand on my shoulder and goes, son, I would never cock-block you on purpose. And walks away like that was the problem, not the child fights. But now I know where his priorities lie. So like, I just wish that I knew how science fiction like time travel worked. Because now I know how I could have like gotten the best of both worlds. Just send someone back in time to just interfere and go, hey, look, don't fight him. He might get laid. And I can just see it now. My dad just being like, listen, you motherfucker! I am going to wreck your fucking... Hold on. Excuse me? Him. Is it my... Okay. Listen here, you piece of shit. I would love to put my arm down your throat and pull your ass out through it. But somewhere in there, my son somehow might get laid. Like, with a lady, which I didn't know if he swang that way. I probably would have loved him either way. My point, though, is you have until when my son nuts to get out of here. Because I will not edge my child. Now, in case anyone doesn't know, edging is when you bring someone close to orgasm and suddenly stop. That was a joke about my father doing that to me. Why am I like this? I don't know. Switching gears, y'all like movies? Oh, cool. Last night they didn't. They all hated movies. No, I love ghost movies, but I'm getting really sick of this thing happening. Like, in every ghost movie, there's this part where, like, we find out that the ghost was, like, a good person who was, like, unjustly murdered, and you have to help them, and fine, I'll take that leap with you. But why do ghosts always have to be so coy about it? Why do they always have to leave, like, puzzles for you to solve for you to get there? Like, there's always a scene where our main character, he's in the bathroom, and he closes the mirror, and then... there's some backwards letters in the fog. LaWark, what does that mean? I feel spooked, and off he goes. What the fuck is the ghost doing on the other side of that mirror? So you're just standing there, arms akimbo, going, well, if you can't figure it out on your own, I'm not going to spell it out for you. You should know that LaWark backwards spells Crowl. And Crowl is the maiden name of the woman that killed me 50 years ago! She lives next door to you. She was at the beginning of the movie for 2 minutes. Can't figure that out on your own? Guess I'm gonna stab your dog with a screwdriver. What the fuck? That's why you're in ghost purgatory, bro. Because you lack communication skills. We know you can write on mirror. Couldn't you just take an extra moment to go, to whom it may concern, I have been murdered. The woman who, and I really can't stress this enough, murdered me has an evidence dungeon. Just every newspaper clipping with my name in it, she has all of them across her basement. Boom! Problem solved. Now you got a 15-minute movie about a guy helping another guy. You're welcome, Hollywood. Alright, this has been fun. I've been Brian Cox. You've been great. Have a good night.